started in Digital Studio and start using Digital Studio for the flat planning. What I'm going to do is kind of show you the end result, and then we're going to take a step back, and we're going to go through some of the steps that we took to get there. And in this journey, I'm also going to be pointing out some new updates that we've had, some recent enhancements and feature enhancements we have in Digital Studio, and then how everything kind of correlates and ties back into Magazine Manager. Remember, the Mirabel technology suite of technology and of applications is an enterprise-level suite of applications. So that means that the software touches accounting, it touches production. It's all originated by efforts in sales, putting in contracts and proposals in the Magazine Manager. So what I've done here, I'm on our consultant site now. I believe everyone should be able to see my screen okay. Back up a second. We are on a webinar. If you have any questions in the webinar, over in the right-hand side in the webinar control panel, there's an area for you to type your questions. We do have live moderators on the call today, as well as me presenting the information, who will be answering your questions live during the training, during the webinar here today. So it's not really a training. It's more of a demonstration and an overview of some things. So know that that is over there as well for you if you want to ask any questions during the webinar. Before any webinar, we always like to point out, I do always want to highlight the help system if you're not familiar with it. Up here in the blue button, the blue round help button, we have the help system. And in the help system, there's information for you if you're a reader or you're a watcher. If you're a watcher and you learn by watching things, you can come here to the Learning Center videos, and there are some videos under Digital Studio that give you some step-by-step instructions on how to do various things in pagination, flat planning, publishing digital editions, things like that. If you're a reader and prefer to read information in how-tos, go into the Magazine Manager, how-tos, and then you'll have information here under how-tos with various areas of the software. So just know that that's always here for your benefit. So I said we're going to start with the end game. So I'm going to go into Digital Studio. There's a number of ways to get into Digital Studio. You can go to your Production tab and go into the Mirabel's Digital Studio and actually log into Digital Studio. I've already launched and logged into Digital Studio over on this side, and what you're looking at right now is a flat plan that we've already put together. Now, if it's been a while since you've been in here, you're going to notice a few things that are kind of cool, that kind of neat. Notice that the company names here in the little inserts here on the flat plan, notice you see a lot more now of the text here in the company name. Used to it would have DIA risk, and it would truncate. Everything was on one line. It was bigger, and we really needed to be able to see more. So what we've done is we have made this text on these placed insertions, we've made it dynamic font sizing so that depending on how much text needs to be here, it will actually display the full company information, where before we didn't get to see a whole lot. And that was a challenge for a lot of people. Like, for example, here in the South Florida area, there's a region called Sawgrass out in the west over near the Everglades. And you have Sawgrass Ford and Sawgrass Mills Mall and Sawgrass Liquors and Sawgrass Automotive. You have all these Sawgrass companies, and before it was very difficult for our users to see what is this Sawgrass what, because we couldn't see enough of the company name. So we've resolved that by adding dynamic texting to the flat plan here so that you can read more of the company name and actually know what you've got placed on here. You'll notice also these little orange guys here. These are actually inserts. We've had a super high demand for the ability to be able to flat plan and show on the flat plan where, in fact, the inserts appear. And so to be able to put in one of these inserts, you simply come over to the insertion list on the right-hand side, and between the placeholders and the actual ads themselves, there's this insert item. You're going to grab this insert item, and you're going to drop it onto a page. Let's say I want this insert to go between 3 and 4. It could be a dial card. It could be a blow-in. It could be an insert, whatever it is. It's going between pages 12 and 13, for example, let's say. So I just drop it on 12, and we're going to give it the name. What do you want this thing to be called? And this is going to be the BMW Flyer, okay, for BMW Motors. They've got a flyer they want to blow into the magazine, and there we are. We've added, once I press OK, we've added the BMW Flyer here as an insert between this. Now, if I want to get rid of this insert, oh, I didn't mean to put it between 12 and 13. I wanted to put it somewhere else. I would just go over here to the right-hand side on the right part of the menu, and I'd go to Inserts. And here is that BMW postcard, or the BMW flyer. I'm sorry, here's the BMW flyer I just put in. I simply delete it from here, and now it's gone from the flat plan. I can come back over here on the right-hand side and go back to the general part and go back right where we were before, and I can grab this insert and now throw it in between 10 and 11. I didn't mean to put it 12 and 13. I want to put it on between pages 10 and 11, BMW flyer, and we're good to go. This insert is now on the flat plan, where before we could not have inserts. We weren't able to represent them well on the flat plan without some sort of node or page color option or something like that. So that's actually going to be here for you. Notice this little icon here. We've actually added to Digital Studio the statistics, and these statistics are at the whole issue, at the whole magazine level, and we also have these same issues at the different folio level. So if you break down your folios by different sections here, we're going to give you the same statistics by section as well as by the issue. Well, what are these statistics? Let's take a look. Notice as you hover your icon over the little I, we're going to be able to see these statistics. And what are the statistics? Total pages in the flat plan. What's the add to edit ratio? 49% are ads and the other is editorial. How many ad pages do we have? How many editorial pages? Total number of ad insertions in the flat plan. Total number of non-revenue ad pages, 4. Total placeholders, 15. Open pages. We still have 8.27 pages open in this whole flat plan for us to map. Here's part of a page here. Here's a half page here, whole open page here. Total of 8.27 open pages. Then we have the numbers. Total revenue so far for net insertion orders for this flat plan for this book is $106,000. The cash revenue is $105. Barter in this issue is $1,600. Average page rate is this amount here. Now this number is very important, the add to edit ratio, because this is what's going to tell you guys what to tell the post office, so you can easily come up with some numbers so you can determine what is your bulk postage rate going to be sending out this. This has been a huge demand for this, have this information available here. Now this information, this statistic information, is also optionally going to appear on the printed flat plan. So I went here to Tools to print the flat plan. I go to Tools and I come down to Print, and we notice now we have the option to print statistics or not, yes or no. So I'm going to go ahead and print this flat plan with yes, having the statistics. Now what's going to happen is you're going to get the issue statistics here. So in the issue folio, let's zoom in here a little bit, and we're going to come over here. For the cover folio, there are 4 pages in the cover folio. Add to edit ratio, I know it's not likely to have editorial on the back cover, inside back cover, front cover, inside front cover, but for my example here, I've got a little editorial in here on this. So it's going to give you the same statistics that you had before at the insert level. Now I go down to the second folio, same thing, 13 pages in this folio, add to edit ratio, and so forth. When you get all the way to the end, then you have your whole issue statistics for everything. The same issues we just saw on the page, 36 pages, add to edit, everything else right here on the printed flat plan. Now remember, over in Magazine Manager, we have the ability for all users to see the printed flat plan, or to see the read-only flat plan in Digital Studio. So your users in Magazine Manager are going to click Digital Studio Flat Plan. They're taken to this screen that's nothing but read-only, and they're going to select the product. Let's do it down below here. The product, Organic Delights, year. That one was 2012, and the issue was the December issue. Not the holiday catalog, the December issue. Select. And now this is the view-only print, the flat plan, view-only flat plan. Notice that those statistics are not here. We have had some requests for those statistics not to appear in the print-only flat plan, or the view-only flat plan for Magazine Manager. But what if you did want to set it up? What if you do want to have those statistics available here from the Magazine Manager side in the view-only flat plan? Well, we have built the statistics option in settings. if you go into settings, you can actually turn that on or off here in Digital Studio. So in settings, and I have to log back in here real quick because I know why, I don't want to explain it, but this won't happen to you. So when you come back into this issue and you go back and I want to change this and I want to allow my flat plan view only viewers to see the statistics, I'll go into settings, go into the flat plan tab, and down here in the read only flat plan where you can customize that read only flat plan too, I'm going to actually turn on the statistics. So they'll show up and also be optionally printed there as well. So I'm saving this. So I've changed and I've saved this. Now when I go back over to Magazine Manager and I view the view only flat plan, now I'm going to have the option to view the statistics once I select my recently selected Organic Delights 2012 December issue. Now I have the issue statistics. And if I choose to print it from here, I can still choose to print with or without statistics. So depending on the kind of information you do or don't want out in the flat plan on the read-only side, you have full control over that in Digital Studio. I'm going to have to log in here again, so let me go ahead and do that because I know I'm going to have to. And it's because the session, I have a session here open, another session there. It kills the other session. So, but you guys in normal operations won't be flipping back and forth like this. I'm doing it for just demonstration purposes. Some other new enhancements we have, let's say, for example, you have an ad sold and you have an ad placed on the flat plan. The issue is not closed yet your production team is building the book. Sales reps are still selling ads. Clients are changing their mind. Let's say you have on the flat plan a half-page vertical ad, and since the time you planned it on the flat plan, the client changed their mind. The sales rep went into the contract and changed it from a half-page vertical to a half-page horizontal. Well, you need to know that. So what we've done is we've enabled the ability that if you have placed an insertion, an ad insertion, and that ad size has changed since you placed it, you're going to be able to define the color that it's going to turn on the flat plan if it's been changed. Notice all my ad insertions should be in green, and my editorials are in this peach color, but if anything shows up in red, that means that has been deleted. That contract was canceled after you placed it or mapped it. If it shows up in yellow, because I've chosen yellow, then any ad sizes that have changed will show up in yellow. We're going to keep those insertions on the flat plan, but we're going to turn them red or yellow so you'll know where you need to go fix it. You're going to delete it from the flat plan if it's changed ad orientation or it's been deleted. You're going to delete it yourself from the flat plan so you'll know then how exactly to follow up with it and repaginate or put something else into place if it's been deleted. So that's a new feature that hasn't been there before. We've recently added. Another feature that we may have already highlighted in another training, but not all of you may be aware, notice how this flat plan is being displayed in a spread view. Before, everything was always single pages, and it was kind of hard. You know, I haven't been in the industry long enough myself to realize, oh yeah, evens are on left and odds are on right-hand pages. Well, we've added the ability under the settings, in settings, under the general tab in settings, to see your flat plan in spread view or normal view. It all depends on how you like to see it. If I want to toggle it back to the normal view, we have the normal view here without the spread view, and we're going to see that everything is now listed in a single page instead of the spread view. We'll go back to the spread view, and everything now is presented back again in the spread view. Okay, and we didn't lose our inserts here. Going back into spread view, we'll actually see those inserts. Okay. Whenever we print, there was another new feature we added with the ability when printing, we can actually zoom in or zoom out on the page. So right now, the printed folio shows 32 individual pages per printout, per printed page. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 4 rows. So that's one zoom option, 32, 8 by 4. Another option when you print is you can zoom it in a little bit more, have some fewer pages on the printed page so that you can see it easier. Print this one, and the pages are going to be blown up so you can read the text a little better. And this is by 16s, so this is actually going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, by somebody. It's going to kind of play, it's going to display itself out in 16s, all right? Kind of looks a little goofy on this one example, but anyway, you can read the text better. You can even zoom in as far as only 8 mapped pages per printout and do that printout, and you'll see that you can really see a lot of text, and there's not a lot hidden on the printout now. You can see all the different pages, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 4 spreads per page. You'll also notice that at the top we've updated the printout. I didn't have this in my notes, but I see it here, and it reminds me. At the top and bottom of every page, we've added some header and footer information that used to not be here. All right, so at the top of the page, you're going to see the folio name, lifestyle section is here, and if this folio or this section goes multiple pages, you're going to see lifestyle continued until it gets to the next folio. Then there's the next folio name, folio 2, folio 3, folio 4. In the lower left, you're going to have the page footer, 3 of 6 pages, and the date and time this printout was generated. So that all of these little teeny things make a big difference in the world of the production, because these are just missing elements that really needed to be here all along. All right. Let me take a look now. This is the end result, and this is kind of a highlight of a lot of the main changes, and I kind of have really quickly illustrated these, and I've talked about them like they're really no big deal, but they've been a very big deal for us here at Mirabel, because the effort and the time that it took to create a lot of this stuff, if a few of you are on the phone who are requesters of this information, you know, and of these features, you know how long you've been waiting on this stuff. It's not been an easy task to do, but we've done it and we put it out. We have some other exciting things that we are planning to work on or are already working on. I'm not in a position right now to be able to talk about these things now, but know that there are some really cool things that are coming on down the line. Now, this is kind of what everything looks like from the end. If you are somebody who is on the call today and you are curious about, I've never really done flat planning in Digital Studio Magazine Manager, what effort is there for me to do and set one up? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to change to a new issue, a brand new issue of the Organic Delights. It's our upcoming issue, 2014 issue. So I'm going to choose my product, my year, and my issue, November, and I'm going to select this. Now, the very first time you come into this issue to set it up, it's going to tell you there are no folios available. Do you want to create folios? And people ask, Mark, what are folios? Well, folios generally, the way they're designed, this is a grouping of the pages as you would present them to the printer, like for all the print. So your printer might say, give me your pages in 8s or 16s or 32s, because that's what they put on the printing plate. Some of our clients use folio breakdowns for that purpose. Other clients will add folios or sections. If they have a lot of special sections in the magazine, they're going to have each special section as its own folio, if you will, to kind of map out that special section and group it together that way. You have the power and the control to define these folios, the number of folios, how many pages are in these folios, as you see fit, as you need. I'm going to take the old printer one that we've got. The printer wants the cover folios on one plate because they get a heavier piece of paper that go through the printing press for the covers, and then the inside pages are lighter weight pages. So I'm going to have a separate folio with a bunch of pages in between. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up. There are no folios to create. Do I want to create them? Yes. Creating my folios. How many folios do I want? I want 4 folios. And I want to also have a cover folio, and my folios are going to be 16s. I'm going to have 16. So the folio size, 16 pages in each folio, and I would include a cover folio. And that's it. That's all I had to do. All right, folios have been updated successfully. Here are my 4 folios. 4, 3, 2, 1, and here's my cover folio, front cover, inside, back, and back cover. All right, so here is the framework for my flat plan. All right. Well, what's the next thing I need? If I'm going to do a flat plan, I need all my contracts, right? Well, guess what's over here on the right-hand side? Beneath all these placeholders are all of the contracts that your sales reps have been out in the field selling. You don't have to import the contracts into an external system. You don't have to have a phone, you have a phone call or an email. Say, hey, we sold this half page. Don't forget to go ahead and put them in our flat plan. If the contract is created in Magazine Manager, or that proposal in Magazine Manager is converted to a contract, then it will show up here in Digital Studio automatically. Now, if you're doing the flat planning, you probably have had other ad traffickers or other production staff working on this ad in order to get it ready for placement. Well, guess what? The moment you hover over this to place it, we're going to pop up a bunch of information that you need as a flat planner that's going to help you determine where you want to put this. So notice any ad notes that the sales rep put in, they're going to be here. Any production notes that other production teams have entered into the job jacket, those production notes will also appear here in this pop-up information. And this pop-up information is here available right at the time you need it, the time you're ready to grab it and drop it. So here's an ad note. Position is front cover. This is a special position. This lets me know that the client paid for a special position, so they're going on the front cover. So I'm dragging and dropping this guy right here on the front cover, and it disappears from my list. I'm going to keep mapping out, and I'm just doing this just for illustration, but I'm going to keep placing, dragging, and dropping all of these different ads on different pages, and notice how the list just trickles on down. All right, I'm putting in here all of my insertion orders, all my ads here in place, okay? Now notice DIA Risk Associates there on the front cover. On page 7, we have Actualize Your Help, 2 different ads on Actualize Your Help. That's not very good flat planning and mapping. I'm going to move this top one. I'm actually going to move this guy over to page 20. I don't need 2 actualizes on the same page. I'm going to spread them out throughout the book. All right. So guess what? As soon as you drag and drop this ad onto a page, there's a table in the back end that updates this page number, page 6, page 7, page 14, so that over in Magazine Manager, when a sales rep or anybody else runs a run sheet, Organic Delights, 2014 November issue, I search, and as long as my page numbers column is shown on this run sheet, these are all those things I just, in the last 2 minutes, planned out on the flat plan. Here they are available. Now, if you don't see this page number on your sales run sheet, you can always click this right drop-down arrow from any one of these column headers and go to columns and turn on page. This is the Digital Studio page number that was mapped in the flat plan. All right. So right now I've got an Actualize Your Help on page 7. I'm going to go to the flat plan, and I'm going to move it from page 7, and I'm going to put this puppy on page 3. All right. Just as soon as I make that move, and the very next time somebody runs this report and refreshes the report, that Actualize Your Help is no longer on page 7. Now it's on page 3 without production having to call anybody. It's all communicated through the enterprise software level, the enterprise level of the architecture of our software. So that is absolutely a very, very cool thing. Think about this production department. How often do you get a phone call from your sales reps to say, remember, last December, 2 years ago, whenever, do you remember what page we had these folks on? And you know what your answer can be now? Your answer can be, well, since we've been paginating in Digital Studio and Magazine Manager, why don't you make sure and show the page number column on your run sheet, and you're going to see all of the pages and all the page numbers and all the ads where they were in the future, present, or in the past. Okay? So how much time is that going to save you from dropping what you're doing, going in and doing research for somebody who wants to know something in the past? But the caveat to that is that you must have placed these contracts on a page in Digital Studio in order for that page number to appear back over here on the run sheet. Guess what, accounting departments? This page number that we're storing here, as soon as this item is mapped on the flat plan, this page number is also available to put right on the invoices. There's no more, I know for a fact, and I'm not going to call you out right now, but I've got some of my clients right now, they've got somebody on their staff typing in page numbers manually into a custom field. No need to do that. That's absolutely ridiculous at this point. What you can do is make sure that you're flat planning either before or after the book is published. Make sure somebody's in there putting these insertions on these pages, and these page numbers are automatically populated for use from everybody in the organization, however they need to use those page numbers in invoices and historical research or whatever else you need to do. Okay, so it's just that easy to set this thing up and get it started. Now notice I've only been dealing with insertions and ad insertions. Well, their editorial that we have in our magazine too, right? So what you can do to really completely fill out your flat plan, you can come over here to the insertions that you're mapping, and you can just go ahead and select editorial and choose what editorials are going to go on what page. So let's say I've got a few half-page editorials that I want to place around. I'm going to filter my ad sizes for my half-page horizontal. So now I have my half-page horizontal editorial. I'm going to throw this guy on page 6, and this is going to be a special, if I can spell right today, special feature, article, whatever it's called. All right, place that. Okay, here it is on the flat plan. Now I'm starting to generate some statistics, some ad to editorial statistics. I've got edit pages, half a page right here. There's that half-page editorial. These numbers don't lie. They absolutely, I've tested them every which way but loose, and these numbers are correct. Ad pages 3.5 in this folio. 1, half is 2, and there's another full page in here somewhere. Here we go, 3.5. So this thing adds up everything beautifully, all right? So as you continue to map out your editorial, you'll go ahead and place all your editorial. Maybe you have a double-page spread editorial on page 4 and 5. Let's go grab that double page. Let's filter for the double-page spread ad sizes. Grab that double-page spread. Here's a unique thing about the double-page spread. This is a 2-page story, all right? So we're going to put the actual, it could be either the editorial or the 2-page spread ad, but we're going to put it on the first page, and we're going to go grab a placeholder and put 2-page story page 2 on the second page, and now we have 2-page story on page 1, page 2. The flat plan is here. Editorial is 2.5 pages. To ad ratio, 2.5 to 3.5 pages for ads, 3.5 to 2.5. Here's a percentage. It's all beautiful, okay? If you're not paginating and laying out your flat plan right now in Digital Studio, you really should be. More than just the convenience and the ability for you to do it quickly and easily with the integration in Magazine Manager, but you should also do it for the greater good of your organization. By you flat planning here, you're exposing data to other departments that can use this information and go forward, okay? So you definitely want to go in and do this if you're not doing it. Now, part of this webinar was talking about the new features, and we've discussed some of the new features here in the flat plan. Might as well put in an insert here just because it's available now, and this is a cool little insert, okay? I'm putting this between pages 4 and 5, and there we go. All right, a lot of really cool new things that people are looking for. The next thing we want to take a look at is some of the Digital Studio Analytics reporting. I'm going to jump back over to my issue, because we're going to talk about Digital Studio is used on the front end and on the back end of your magazine production process. It's used on the front end to map it out so that your graphic designer, your InDesign graphic artist can go in and actually lay the pages out according to the flat plan. So that's how it's going to be used on the front end. It's going to be used on the back end because when that graphic designer, the InDesign employee finishes all those pages and gets those printer-ready, high-resolution PDF pages ready to send to the printer, you're going to take those same pages and upload those same pages here into Digital Studio. And here they are. Here's all the finished pages. And once you get them uploaded in Digital Studio, jump back over here to the flat plan, and we're going to change our view from the insertions only view, which is like the map view, and we're going to look at the content view. The content is actually the finished pages. Now we're going to collapse the insertions because we're done planning. We're going to come to the assets, and I'm going to click on this guy just to get it off the page. I'm going to clear this asset up here. All right, this will clear the assign from the page. Yes, I know, thank you. And so it's just like the insertions, the ads that have been placed yet. It's the finished page that is yet to be placed. All you do is drag and drop and grab these finished pages and put them all over the magazine, okay, until you have your entire magazine here. Then what you can do from here is you can preview what a digital edition might look like, all right? And notice on this page, we also threw in, because my sales rep did a great upsell, they actually charged the client another $500 to put a video. They're monetizing. We're monetizing our digital editions, and we're upselling videos on the cover page for $500 that the client can pay for. And every time the digital edition readers reads this edition, they're going to have an interactive multimedia experience reading your magazine. All right, so you can go page to page to look at the different pages, what they might look like. All right, well, you think, gosh, I've done the flat plan. I've uploaded all of my pages to kind of take a look and see what these pages are going to look like. I've previewed, looks pretty good. You know what? I'm really one step, couple of button clicks away from publishing my digital edition. It's ready. It's right here. So you would simply go to Publish. And this tells you if you publish a digital edition, you're going to be billed for the digital edition. That's fine. Give the issue the name. Make sure and enter the product as the name. And this category, these are the different categories that you appear in the Apple Store and the different Google Play Store and all these different stores. So what category is your magazine going to show up in? Type in or select the issue date, the content types magazine, and you're going to package this thing for mobile devices as well as on the online newsstand. Now, when you publish your digital edition with Magazine Manager, your one publishing for the one cost is going to put you in like 4 or 5 different places. You're going to be in Mirabelle's Magazine Central. If you don't have a branded app, you're going to be in our app, Magazine Central, and you're going to be in the Google Play Store. You're also going to be on the iPad and the Apple Store. You're also going to be in the Kindle Fire. I believe there's a Kindle app that you can be on, as well as, oh, there's another one I can't remember. But anyway, there's all kind of apps, as well as the website. All right, so as soon as you publish your digital edition, you're going to be given this URL. This URL is the roadmap, is the target for your clients to look at this specific product and issue as a digital edition. I'm going to take us over to Mirabelle's Magazine Central. Oh, there it is. I've been there once before, so I've got it in my memory here. And this is exactly where your digital edition, one of the places your digital edition can appear. And we're going to talk about free versus paid subscriptions. I know you guys are starting to think about that kind of stuff. So know that that discussion is coming up here in a minute. These are our real clients. These are their real digital editions. Here are all of the publishers currently who are publishing their digital edition in Magazine Manager, and this is quite a stellar list of VIP clients. We love you all, and for those of you who are not here yet, we still love you too, but we anticipate you're going to be coming here soon. Okay, so if you want to see everything that Chesapeake Family has put out, you would choose the publisher, and here's their issue. If you want to view the issue, this is a real-life experience of what a digital edition reader will get in the website, in the web page. Now, you can look at this. If you want to click on it, you can click and actually come in here and move this around and look at the different pages. If you want to click that, you can go to the next page, look at a double-page spread. Let's say, for example, this is a really cool coupon, and you want to send this to your friends, or maybe you want to put this on Facebook. You can actually do this thing called Clip and Share under More, and what I can do is take my tool. I'm on the wrong page, I think. Oh, let me go back over to the other page. All right, so on this page, I'm going to do Clip and Share, and I like this coupon, so I'm going to take this coupon, I'm going to clip it, and then over here, I'm going to share it. All right, and how am I going to share it? I'm going to share it through Twitter, through Tumblr, LinkedIn, Pinterest, whatever, and I'm actually going to choose how I want to share this. So as soon as this, and this is going to go on Facebook, you're going to promote your digital edition by showing this ad. You can clip in, I mean, so many cool things you can do here. Clip and share is one of them. If there was multimedia in this issue, you click the multimedia and you'd see the pages the videos are. They can go straight to the videos. If you wanted to share the entire issue, you can share this page. You can share via email. You could say, hey, listen, I want to, come check this out. And it gives whoever you're sharing with a link to drive readers to your digital edition. You can also view the digital edition in single page, multi-page view. Down here below at the bottom, I think if I move my cursor around here somewhere, there we go. I can actually go in and jump to page 18 or 19 through the interface down below. This page is a little crazy to read, so I'm going to click on it, and there we go. It zooms it in. Looks good to me. Click it out again and keep going and keep reading the magazine. So again, on the back end of the production of your magazine, you want to upload those finished PDF, high-resolution PDF pages. You're going to upload those from, to Digital Studio. Those are the same files you sent to the printer. All right. Now you've got your digital edition online. It's been online for a month or two, and wouldn't it be great to quantify how many shares, how many email, how many hyperlink clicks? Think about it as a sales rep. Go back to the client and say, listen, in your digital edition, in our digital edition, your ad ran in for the last 3 months. Your ad was clicked on 27 times, or your page that your ad was on was viewed 322 times. Guess what? We can give you those analytics right here. If you don't have your digital edition in Magazine Manager, we can't give you all the tools. We can't give you digital analytics. So we're going to come here to the digital edition reports, and I'm not going to go through every report or anything, but there's some pretty good reports that are kind of cool to take a look at. So I'm going to highlight a couple of these reports, and because we're on a consultant, a test site, some of the data might be crazy in here, but we're just going to take a look. Give me an events report. What is an event? An event is when somebody clicked and shared something, or when somebody clicked a hyperlink. Maybe you have a hyperlink in the digital edition. All these events are tracked with Google Analytics, and we're going to report them here for you. All products, all years, all issues, just because I want to get a plethora of data back, and here it is. So for my products, Global Forum, photography tips, whatever, in the travel issue on page 7, we had one hotspot click, and this was the click. It was hotspot. It was clicked. All right. So here you have other hotspots. There's a Facebook share on this page, 2 clicks. Now I want to say, you know what? I want to see my highest activity. I can actually go to the edge here, and I can sort descending, put my highest click number at the top. This is my most active item. 9 clicks on this particular web address. All right, so you can tell your client who Carol's Jewelers. You can say, Carol's Jewelers, listen, in this issue we drove this much traffic to you. Buy more ads with us. Okay, so there's a lot of cool analytics here. We can do a tablet edition download report where you can figure out how many people downloaded to their tablets. All these different reports by products. You have all the different reports. And again, not all this data is going to be in here. I think there was a page views by device. This is a pretty decent report. And by device, this means, how are your readers coming to your digital edition? Are they coming through an app? Are they coming through the HTML? If they're coming through an app, are they coming through the iPad app? Or are they coming through the Android app? So if you've got tablet, non-tablet, you've got all these cool analytics all about what's going on with your digital edition. Total page views. 818 pages were viewed in the AutoLink test issue in the Global Forum. They were all, most of them are on tablets. 42 were on an iPad. None were on an Android. The other ones were non-tablets. The others were in the HTML viewer. So you can see here there are tons of fantastic reports that you're going to be able to get for analytic reports. All right, so just know that when you spend that $1 for one page to publish a digital edition, $50 to publish a 50-page digital edition. For that $50, you get to keep that digital edition up online for 12 months without any additional charge for that issue. So you'll be able to keep it up for 12 months. You'll be able to collect data, collect analytics from that issue for 12 months. Okay? Some of the digital analytics, some information I wanted to talk to you about that. The other thing I want to talk to you about, and I kind of threw out the term before, but I didn't really talk thoroughly about it. Let me talk thoroughly about branded apps. For a branded app, okay, so think about this. You have your iPad in hand, and this is what I did, because this is how I did. This is my personal experience. I like to read Rolling Stone magazine. I also like to read Men's Health. Well, what's the first thing I did when I got my new iPad or I got my new tablet? I went and I searched in the store for Men's Health and for Rolling Stone magazine, because those companies, those periodicals have a branded app for that brand, for that title of the magazine. I quickly found them. I downloaded the free app, and within the free app, then I had to pay for subscriptions. I had to pay for issues within the app. All right, we have branded apps that are available for paid subscriptions, and in the branded app, this is the way you want to go for that. Publishing your paid subscriptions with the branded app in Digital Studio is going to allow your app to be displayed in 3 different venues. Again, the Apple iPad Store, the Google Play Store, and also the Amazon App Store. This covers the iPad, Android tablets, as well as Amazon Kindles like we talked about before. The price, you probably want to know, what is the price to get a branded app for your title? The price for a branded app for your title is $14.99, and that is a one-time setup fee in the front. That means our developers, our people, our staff will put everything together with the right little icon, driving everything, helping you set up your account with Apple to make sure that you get all of the generated revenue. People are buying their the issues, paid subscriptions. You're getting that money back to you. Branded apps that have paid subscriptions is going to allow you to be paid directly from Apple, Google, or Amazon. It's usually a 70-30 split with the platform company. Subscriptions do require the paid subscriptions do require you to have the paid branded app version. Reporting is robust within Digital Studio for your subscriber information on your branded app, so you'll be able to pull some, not all information, but you'll be able to pull some demographic information from your paid subscribers through the branded app. You may also leverage the Circ module or free subscriptions for your digital edition as well. Your digital edition would be available in the above platforms as we talked about, as well as the Mirabelle's Magazine Central. If you have a free subscription, it's going to appear, and you don't have the branded app like we said a minute ago, it's actually going to be there in Mirabelle's Magazine Central. Leveraging the Magazine Central app, your clients are actually going to be able to download the issues of your publications and store them to the tablet's library so they can actually go and view online for later. For branded apps, after the initial information is gathered, like your images, descriptions of the digital editions, etc., the turnaround time for approval from Apple and Google and Amazon is usually about 7 to 14 days. So if you decided, you got really, real wound up and real excited after listening to this call, and you want to contact your software consultant and say, listen, I'm going to do this branded app thing Mark just told us about. This is awesome. Then if you have everything together, all the money in place, all the graphics, all the little icons and everything in place, it's going to take about 7 to 14 days to get that up and running for you live. So I want you to keep that in mind when doing that. So this covers the new features of Digital Studio. This also covers some of the analytics you're going to be able to get with the digital editions, as well as the branded app and some other information like that. I do know that some of you have been typing questions here in this, so I believe the moderator has been doing a really good job at answering those questions and getting that information back out to you guys. So, oh, here's a great question. Oh gosh, I'm surprised I didn't even mention it. Well, how much does Digital Studio cost me? What if I don't want to do a branded app? What if I don't want to publish my digital edition? For everything that I just showed you guys today, as far as mapping, doing the flat planning and everything, all of this is, I would say free, but it's not free. You're already paying for it. It comes with your monthly subscription to Magazine Manager. All you have to do is get training on the tool, enable the tool in the employee editor. You're actually going to come in here and wind up, let's pull my name up. You're actually going to wind up turning on users right here. Digital Studio user, yes or no. Be very, very careful if you decide to start using this. Don't just go make everybody a Digital Studio user, because they can go in there without proper training or with proper training and inadvertently or maliciously delete things and change things around and move things. So be very careful about who you want to make a Digital Studio user. This user has full access to do everything I looked at today, including publishing digital editions. So keep that in mind whenever you're considering people to turn on. But if you're just flat planning, getting these page numbers here available, back over here for the sales run sheets and all this, this is all included in your monthly subscription that you're already paying. There's no additional fee for that, okay? I'm just going to preview a couple of these questions here and see if there's anything else that really kind of sparked my interest here. Yes, there will be a recorded version of this. I'm recording it right now, or hopefully somebody's recording it, and we'll have it available for future webinars. Oh yeah, that also reminds me. If you know somebody who's in your office who you think would really enjoy the content of this webinar, but they were not able to attend today, remember in Help over here under Webinars, Past Webinars, This one will be in here under the Digital Studio section probably next week, early next week, maybe the end of this week, I don't know, but it will be here. Every past webinar we've ever had is all published right here in the help section under past webinars. You guys can watch the video that we record during the webinar. You can also read the questions and answers that were submitted during the webinar. So sales reps or the sales team, there's a lot of webinars for sales, some site administration webinars, software update webinars, production, digital studio webinars, accounts receivable webinars. So there's a lot of webinars here available for you guys. Okay. Let me go look at the questions, see if there's anything else. We have a few more minutes, so I want to see if there's anything else that prompted discussion. Yeah, so there was a question here that if we choose not to circulate the statistics, is there a way in Digital Studio to print the flat plan without having the space allocated to the specifics of size and flat plan? Actually, I believe there is a current help ticket for that. They are researching the question here. I'll show you the question. It's all about allocation, reallocation of the flat plan. When printing, the question was when printing the flat plan here without the statistics, you know, or can we recapture this edge of the page over here on the right side? And right now, the right side, let's go back to it. I think this is 8. Let's do it back to 32. 32 pages per print. I want to pack this page full, okay? So this is what the question was. You know, over here, you know, are we going to get the space back? For right now, everything's going to remain on this, I would say 80% of the page. This 20% of the page has been planned for the statistics here, as well as some other things coming in the future, like maybe some legends or some other information about the flat plan. So we're planning to keep this available for right now and reutilizing, repurposing the space. I'm sure we're going to play around with nudging things over a little bit, getting the most optimal display possible for you. But if it's a matter of not being able to read because everything is smushed up over here, I would encourage you at this point, instead of printing 32, let's just go to 16 pages. It's going to require a few more printed pages because we are asking for less per page. But in this case, I mean, this one's coming over pretty well. I'm interested to see. This is a 16 page. There's not a lot of room here. What if I print the same print with the folio, with the statistics? Am I still with that same information over here? So the way that's handled then is that it's actually wrapped to the next line. So right, we're still working out the fine little details, but the fact that this functionality is here and it's been requested for so long by so many people, I'm just super excited that we have it here. And we're going to be fine-tuning, you know, those small little details like that for everybody going forward. So that is all I have to say today. As your software consultant, you know, we're on the phone all day long, and today's been a long day for me on the phone. So I'm going to keep the meeting going for another 9 minutes. This is scheduled to go to 4:30 Eastern. And if you have any other questions, certainly feel free to submit those questions in the question section. I appreciate all of you taking time out of your busy day today to come and join me in exploring the exciting new features we have available in Digital Studio. Thank you very much. Have a good day.